craziest revenge stories. They say that revenge is a dish best served cold. Who started this famous phrase? No one really knows for sure, but we're certain it predates Don Corleone and the Klingon Empire. Whether a comical last word on a matter or a blood-curdling last breath, these stories prove that there is no best way to dish out a healthy serving of revenge. Pirate justice. In the 14th century, Jeanne de Clisson's husband was invited by the French king to a tournament where he and several others were arrested, tried, and executed for supporting England in a previous war. This treachery didn't go over well for Jeanne, who ultimately sold her family lands and raised an army to fight the king. She then took charge of 3 black-painted, red-sailed warships, which were used to attack French shipping for 13 years. Any ships captured had their crew killed, and any members of the French nobility were personally beheaded by Jeanne with an axe. Nicknamed the Lioness of Brittany, she would only ever leave a few crew alive so that they could return to the French king to let him know who had done this. Off with his head. Staying on the theme of vengeful wives, we come to Lorena Bobbitt. In 1993, Lorena became famous for her act of revenge on her husband, John Wayne Bobbitt. John had reportedly come home one night, abused Lorena, and then raped her. In a story that makes men everywhere cringe in agony, Lorena grabbed a knife and proceeded to cut off her husband's penis while he was sleeping. After taking off in a car, she then threw the detached part into a field, where it was later discovered and reattached to its original owner. Prison tattoo. In 2006, Anthony Stockelman was tried and convicted of the assault and murder of 10-year-old Katie Coleman. From a legal standpoint, justice was served as Stockelman was sent to a correctional facility for the crime. Prison inmates, which included one of Katie's distant cousins, disagreed. As is generally understood, criminals who are in prison for child-related crimes are at the bottom of the food chain. Stockelman fits this role, and vengeance was swift. Not long after being placed in prison, he was attacked by the other prisoners and had the words "Katie's Revenge" tattooed across his forehead. As a result, Stockelman is now literally a marked man. Buford Pusser. Buford Pusser didn't know or care that his actions would lead to the 1973 film Walking Tall. In the 1960s, Pusser was a sheriff in Tennessee. An organization known as the State Line Mafia was causing a lot of trouble, and one night they killed one of Pusser's friends. The sheriff decided to get even and went after the gang. They retaliated by killing Pusser's wife, which ended up being the biggest mistake in the history of State Line Mafia. Bent on vengeance and with nothing left to lose, the lawmen hunted down each and every person responsible in the murder and had them killed. All but one, that is. The lone survivor was so terrified that he turned himself in before Pusser could fill him full of lead. Frank Eaton. When he was just 8 years old, a group of vigilantes killed Frank Eaton's father. Think of it like Batman when Bruce Wayne watches his parents get killed in front of him. Only this time, the orphan doesn't come under the care of an English butler, but a vengeful gunslinger who trains the boy to murder anything in his path. Before he set out to find the 6 men who killed his father, Eaton joined the military to get a few more years of training in. At 20 years of age, 12 years after his dad was murdered, Eaton set out on his mission of revenge and succeeded in killing 5 of the 6 men. The 6th escaped Eaton's vengeance only because he had died earlier. Hot and spicy. One married woman had strong suspicions her husband was cheating on her and even found a pack of condoms hidden in his car. Rather than take him up to the highest building in town and pushing him off the edge, she decided that revenge should be hot and spicy. She proceeded to poke a hole in the packaging of each condom and then soak them in habanero sauce. Days later, the woman's best friend called to say that her crotch was burning up after having sex with her boyfriend. She also noticed her cheating husband coming home in discomfort and spending a great deal of time icing his sensitive areas. The finger. Alan Markovitz endured a messy divorce from his wife after he discovered she had been cheating with his best friend. The wife moved in with the former best friend, but Alan wasn't done with the situation. After finding out where they lived, he bought the house next door and proceeded to erect a very personalized $7,000 statue in the backyard. What was the statue? Facing the bedroom window of his former wife and best friend was a massive hand giving the middle finger. It was even lit so that Alan's neighbors could see it at night and be reminded of their betrayal. A long time coming. If you enjoy long, thought-out, and calculated revenge stories, then you'll enjoy this one. In World War II, Eliahu Itzkevitz's family was killed by a Romanian guard by the name of Stănescu. Itzkevitz never forgot the man's name and vowed revenge. After the war, Itzkevitz emigrated to Israel and joined the Israeli Defense Force. When he discovered Stănescu was in the French Foreign Legion, he left and signed up with the French military force. Over time, he tracked down Stănescu to Indochina, present-day Vietnam. Through transfers and requests, he managed to get himself into Stănescu's unit. One day, on patrol in the jungle, Itzkevitz finally found himself alone with his family's murderer. He revealed his identity to the stunned man before firing his gun into Stănescu's chest. Job done, Itzkevitz returned to Israel, where he gladly served a 1-year sentence for desertion. These people might have just gotten what was coming to them. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more incredible videos like this one. Thanks, and see you next time.